So one of the things that I often get asked is, why is alignment so important, and why has it become such a focal point of leadership development? And I think in the end, when you look at leadership and what leaders are expected to do and all the challenges that they have, I think the greatest challenge, and it's very simple when you step back from it, I think the greatest challenge leaders have is aligning a group of people towards a common outcome and goal, and understanding how to get there. And I think one of the things when we think about alignment and we think about goals, we understand the importance of having a clear vision and having a set of strategies through which to pursue that vision. And so getting everyone aligned to that is clearly articulating that, and for leaders to be absolutely clear on what it's going to take to get there. And fundamental to that, of course, is then answering the question of how to get there. And I think that's really where a lot of leaders struggle with what alignment really means. When we think about the what and the vision and the strategies and the goals that we're trying to attain, beyond that, we begin to think about, well, what does that mean for us as people engaged in that? And because we're all human beings and we're all emotionally driven, we have to understand the why behind it. And so why is it so important for us to accomplish it? What is it that we're really trying to do together, and the effect that we have? And of course, in business, the effect is to win in the marketplace, to really be competitive and all work together and be clear on what it is we're doing to win in the marketplace, and then also to have that emotional driver of why, for whatever that may be. And then beyond that, it's how do we align around the how to get there? And what basically happens in business, in the context of organizing ourselves in business, we focus almost immediately on the steps that we take. In other words, what are the processes and systems that we engage in our creating and delivering a product or service to the customer, to the marketplace, again, to be competitive and to win in the marketplace. And very often that's where our how focuses. And there's such a richness and there's such a depth of how that goes beyond that leaders need to be able to really understand and be able to use well in leading a group of people towards the common outcome. So the how is the richness of really the human interaction. So when we begin to think about that, we begin to think about cultures and how we align people to patterns and norms of behavior that actually are aligned to, and within the group, align externally to the experience that the customer has as we create and deliver the product or service to them. So really, when we begin to look at the true richness of alignment, it's about understanding the patterns of human behavior and what we engage in that go far beyond just what are the step-by-step processes and systems we engage in. Rather, what's the human endeavor? What's the human dynamic that we engage in? And that's where I find a lot of leaders struggle, is to really understand what that looks like. And so we begin to look at how decisions are made, how it is that we solve problems, how planning takes place, how we incent and how we reward. Those all become the hows of how we go about being successful. And of course, in that, there's also communication and conflict. And these are very often the stumbling blocks, the barriers to success that leaders are constantly engaging in. And for people to have a defined set of norms, a clearly articulated set of norms on the how, and to align to those, are just immensely powerful. I mean, they're incredibly powerful when you think about how people can engage one another in a predictable way in order to get the success as individuals and as a group that they're looking for. So when we think about alignment, it's not just alignment of purpose and mission and alignment to a set of strategies and a shared vision that we have, the what we're trying to do. We're really talking about the richness of human interaction and how leaders align people to the true depths of human behavior, and how it is that we encourage people to work together towards reaching those outcomes.